good afternoon. Oh, wonderful, thank you. I'm Jennifer Moore. I'm the Director of Communications for the City of Suffolk, and it's my true pleasure to welcome you here today as we come together to celebrate the significant milestone here in our city. We've gathered here to mark the beginning of this important upgrade to the electrodialysis reversal membrane here at the G. Robert House. Am I right, Al? You said it right, okay. This upgrade will enhance the quality of life and the drinking water here and the overall health of the citizens of Suffolk. I would like to extend a special welcome to our distinguished guest, Congresswoman Jen Kiggans. Your presence here really highlights the importance of this project and underscores the collaborative effort between the City of Suffolk and those in Washington that represent us. First and foremost, I would also like to welcome our other special guests. We've got Mayor Michael Duman, Vice Mayor Lou Ward, Councilperson Shelley Butler Barlow, Councilman John Rector, Councilman Tim Johnson, Councilman Leotis Williams, and Councilman Roger Fawcett. We also have City Manager Al Moore and Deputy City Manager Aziz Felder. And thank you as well to Police Chief Danny Bowie and Fire Chief Mike Baraki for being here today. So I don't know how many of you have ever stepped foot in a water treatment facility before, but I would like to welcome you here to G. Robert House. We chose this location specifically so that you can see exactly where the funds are being spent, just right behind me, actually. And I'd like to recognize the staff members that are here today that help keep this operation going. So thank you to those staff members. So let's get to the exciting part. Someone who can actually explain to you what electrodialysis reversal membrane actually means. So I'd like to ask the Director of Public Utilities, Paul Rattel, to come help us out with that.
That's right. Thank you, Jennifer, and good afternoon. Welcome, Congresswoman Kiggans and your staff, as well as City Council members and our guests at G. Robert House Water Treatment Facility. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you here. And as Jen mentioned, to actually indicate to you a visible means of what we've done to spend our money. Over my shoulder, which we'll tour shortly, are our membrane stacks that we use the $1 million for to continue to treat our drinking water. These EDR membranes that were recently installed, that you assisted us with the funding that you secured, as well as our staff, and we personally thank you for that. I also want to thank the City Council and City Manager for their support and their submission to this project for funding. This project is important to us. It's important because it allows us to continue to treat our groundwater well sources to meet EPA drinking water regulatory requirements, especially with respect to the fluoride content of our drinking water. The EDR membranes that occupy this space that you'll see are a very effective water treatment technology that allow for the removal of high levels of fluoride that occur naturally in our groundwater. Electrodialysis reversal, that's the mouthful word, EDR, uses a combination of electrical current and membrane technology to provide for the fluoride removal down to levels that are beneficial to dental health, particularly for the developing teeth in growing children. There are 5 trains, as we call them, behind me of EDR membranes. This building is capable of producing 6.25 million gallons per day of treated drinking water when all of the trains are in operation. The installation of these membranes was started earlier this year in the February-March timeframe, with completion of the project really only a few weeks ago. It was a challenging project as we needed to have the membranes installed during our low water demand period, while also dealing with manufacturer supply chain issues that cropped up during the project. Even with those challenges, the congressional funding of this project was most certainly a highlight of the replacement project, and I was extremely and personally pleased when City Manager Moore informed me that we had secured the funding. Once the presentation has been made, I welcome you to stick around for a short tour of our water treatment facility. One of our tour guides, Mr. Randy Brooks, our water production manager, who oversees all the operations of this facility and the water distribution system, will be one of your tour guides. As we mentioned in our meeting prior to this, he has something in common with you, that he has had a long and successful Navy career, and his Navy career shows up by the way this place is run, and is a testament to how we spend our taxpayer money. These membranes here, we're told by the membrane manufacturer, really our plant has the longest life of any of the membranes in the United States, and that's because of Randy and his staff with the continual and rigorous maintenance of these membranes. So a great way to spend ratepayer and taxpayer money. During the short tour, we'll show you the new EDR membranes, how they operate to treat groundwater, but we're also going to show you elements of our surface water treatment plant. This is really 2 plants in one. We take water, raw water in from the city of Norfolk. We treat it through a separate process that's not in this building. And then we also treat the groundwater that I just mentioned, and that's blended together before it goes out the door to the city of Suffolk, and then also through the Western Tidewater Water Authority. So with that, again, Congresswoman, I thank you for your support. It's been a pleasure working with you and your staff. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to City of Suffolk Mayor Michael Duma.
Alrighty, sun's out, no rain, I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, today indeed is a day of celebration and gratitude. As mayor of our great city, I'm honored to stand before you and express our deepest appreciation to a remarkable individual whose unwavering support has made a significant difference in our community's future. I am referring to none other than our esteemed congressional representative, Jen Kiggins. With this award of $1 million in funding for our drinking water treatment facility upgrade, our city stands on the cusp of a new era in clean, safe drinking water. The electrodialysis reversal membranes upgrade at the G. Robert House Water Treatment Facility is more than just a technical improvement. It is a lifeline for our residents. This facility, which serves both Suffolk and the Western Tidewater region, plays a critical role in ensuring that our communities have access to potable water that meets the highest safety standards. For years, our groundwater in Eastern Virginia has contained high levels of naturally occurring fluoride. While fluoride is beneficial in many respects, excessive levels can pose health risks. By upgrading our EDR membranes, we are not only addressing this challenge, but also assuring that our water meets and exceeds the Virginia Department of Health's stringent water quality standards. This project will significantly enhance the quality of life for every citizen in our city and surrounding areas. Clean drinking water is a fundamental right, and your support has helped us make that possible for everyone. I want to thank the facility staff members who are joining us here today, because this project would not be possible without you. Congressman Kiggins, your efforts have gone beyond mere policy making. You have demonstrated a genuine understanding of the needs of our community and acted decisively to address them. I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to also thank you for another project that you helped to spearhead in Washington, the $3 million award for the Kings Highway Bridge replacement. More proof that you are working diligently to secure funding for much-needed infrastructure projects in our city. On behalf of all the citizens of Suffolk, I extend our heartfelt thanks. We are profoundly grateful for your leadership and your unwavering dedication to improving the lives of not only us, but all that you represent. Without further ado, I'd like to ask Congressman Kiggins to come to the podium for remarks. Please welcome me at this time, our representative for Virginia's 2nd Congressional District, Congresswoman Jen Kiggins.
Oh gosh, thank you, Mayor, for the warm welcome, and thanks to all of you for taking time out of, I know, is a busy schedule. It's great to be back in Suffolk after celebrating your 50th anniversary recently, and also National Night Out, and just loving to come here and enjoy just so much of the culture, the economic development, the things that you all have done to make this city great and growing and thriving. So this is just one more step. It's certainly a privilege to be able to represent the district, but there's a lot of, maybe you've been paying attention, there's a lot of chaos going on in Washington. So when I can come home and I can actually do this kind of work where I can listen to the communities that I represent and hear what do they need and actually use my influence to be able to bring meaningful projects to fruition like this, especially when it comes to tax dollars and money that's directed to the district. That's your money. You guys already contributed that money. So we just bring it home, and then the city has been great to work with to tell us exactly where that money needs to go. So we've enjoyed working with city staff. Thank you to the mayor, the city manager, to all of city council, all of you who have worked with my staff. Special shout out to my staff, because I certainly don't do a lot of the hard work. They take a lot of the meetings and then just the paperwork trail that goes into this type of project and securing these funds. But I'm a nurse practitioner by trade. As in geriatrics, I practice in primary care before I have the honor of serving in Congress, and being able to work with our older adults and understanding some just the dental issues they they have. So looking at long-term health outcomes and understanding the role that too much fluoride has played in drinking water that has affected this city, this is very meaningful for me because it's something that my patients have struggled with. There's a lack of dental insurance. I see them when they can't afford dentures, that type of thing, or the right fit, and then the eating becomes an issue, talking becomes an issue. So that piece alone, where your teeth, even just a smile on somebody's face, that really can impact their quality of life. And as a person who had the privilege of taking care of older adults, just understanding that impact, I think of where that starts, and that starts with teeth development, right? When our children are little, and I'm a mom to 4, so I put a lot of money into healthcare or dental care for my kids and braces and whatnot. So we want to take care of our teeth for a lot of reasons. So the impact of this facility and these membranes and having these membranes put in place that will help with that will help with that long-term health outcome. That's really important just to me personally and professionally. So it was really a no-brainer and a very easy decision to be able to want to earmark this funding in addition to the Kings Highway Bridge project. That was a great bipartisan, bicameral effort, and I'm certainly thankful for Senator Warner and Senator Kane's effort in securing that funding as well. We're looking forward to continuing to partner with Suffolk and moving into fiscal year 25 and making sure that, again, your tax dollars come back to you who put them in DC for us to be good stewards with in the first place. So privileged to represent you all, privileged to be here with you. Thank you so much to the City of Suffolk, to all the great people who work here and who staff this facility. Can't wait to see more of it on our tour, but privileged to be here. Thank you so much. I think we're going to do an actual check presentation too, yeah? So if you guys, the key players want to come up, I'll present you with my big check, which will get you nowhere at a bank. It's just for the photo op.
Blank check, I like it.
No, it's not a blank check. And this is a reusable check. We're such good stewards of taxpayer dollars that we use our checks. So but this one's for you. $1 million. You want to have that too? We'll get you in the future.
I had asked Senator Warner for a magic marker so I could add a zero. He wouldn't give me one.
And we are extending the opportunity for tours here of the water treatment facility. If you have not yet been notified of your tour group, you are likely in tour number 2, and Paul Rattel will be your tour guide. Raise your hand, Paul. Tour number 2 folks will meet right over here to go on their tour. And after the brief tours, we're hosting a quick media session for our members of the media who are here today. We'll be doing that right over here by the storage tanks. And also in the back, we've got sweet treats from our local bakery Amadeo's, as well as peanuts from Planters Peanut Center in downtown Suffolk. And I know how much you love peanuts, so we have a special little thank you gift for you and your team as well from Suffolk to you to bring some peanuts back to Washington. So thank you everyone for coming out today, and if you'd like to join in on the tour, tour number 2 over here, and then tour number 1 for the folks is Randy is our tour guide, and we'll be meeting right back here.